Hello there, I'm Finola McManus. I'm a professional chartered accountant and I now provide mentoring, support and consultancy to small accountancy practice firms and their partners to help them grow and develop their business and achieve their personal goals. Accountingweb.co.uk have invited me to run a new feature called Ask Finola. You can email any professional questions you have to editor@accountingweb.co.uk or indeed in the comments box below. My background was that I was a senior partner at Landers Accountants in Toddington in Bedfordshire. For those of you who know Toddington, it's a small, semi-rural village and we were indeed a very ordinary practice with 2 partners and a team of about a dozen people. We bought the practice about 15 years ago from a retiring sole practitioner. We inherited a business that, whilst it had potential, faced tremendous challenges, both in the team's development, getting the right people on board. There was a horrendous lock-up problem with whip, debtors, bad debts, and indeed we were restricted with the amount of capital and cash that we had available to invest in the business and grow. However, over the last 10 years or so, we grew the business into something very special, we like to think. Again, you must remember we were a very ordinary firm, nothing special at all. The 2 partners, myself and Robert Brown, grew the business into one where we could work 4 days a week, take Fridays off. We both took 10, 11 weeks annual leave a year, and indeed we could even go on holiday at the same time and leave the business to run itself. We didn't really work more than 30 hours a week in the business. We didn't do long hours. I never got in before about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I always left at 5:30 in the evening. And indeed we created a business where we actually enjoyed the work we were doing. And it was fun to have developed and continue developing a business like that. We had a fantastic team of people on board, as I mentioned, and we worked so hard to make them realise that they were indeed our main asset and we valued them and we cared for them. Now, this is quite an achievement considering we were a very small firm, limited resources, and indeed time is always a critical factor, isn't it? You have fantastic ideas and it's finding the time to know how to implement them and what's priority. And indeed to where to get the backup and resources and support that you need, because you don't often have that all in-house. Now, 18 months ago, I left Landers because unfortunately, without much notice at all, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had to start my chemo and radiotherapy treatment immediately, and indeed I walked into the office one day and 3 hours later I'd made myself redundant, delegating all my work and my client list to my co-partner and my team around me. I never went back. As you can imagine, I did go through some life-changing thoughts during that time, and I decided I wanted to pursue something different. So, having built the business to what it was, I was fortunate enough to be able to retire early, extract all my capital. The business was valued at a premium at the time as well because it had been built so that it wasn't dependent on the owners. And I then set up Practice Perfect, which is a consultancy, mentoring, coaching and support business where I work with other accountancy practice firms exclusively. I feel very passionate about the position that smaller practices are in and the partners that work within them, and they sometimes find themselves almost being treated worse, should I say, than their team or their employees, who often come first and the partners themselves come second, not making the profits that they should, not spending the time that they should outside of the office with their families or enjoying other pursuits. And sometimes I hear so many practitioners talk about, I don't know why I do it, it's not fun anymore, I don't know how I'm going to get my way out of here. And that's where I come in, to provide very practical, helpful suggestions and something that you can tackle and manage and actually achieve some results with. So I do look forward to hearing from you, and I will do my very best to give you the support and advice that you need going forward to help you see a clear path to achieve your goals. Thanks very much.